some new people and some people coming back. So just a brief announcement. After class, we're going to have our branch meeting at noon. So maybe after like 15 minutes, normally people hang out afterwards and chat for a while. So I might come see, I might shoo you off after 15 minutes or so. There's some tea. I'm not going to mention names who this announcement's for.
You got me making stuff?
Also, this one is I've been learning it's called the microcosmic orbit. Doesn't that sound cool? So if you guys float away today, don't be surprised. We're going to the moon. So it's a little bit advanced, maybe. So you new people are in for a treat. We'll see how it goes for you. And but let's. Of course, we're already. You see, most people start with this one already because it feels so good. And this one's called "Knocking on the Door of Life." And what's cool, so we can do a little bit of posture talk in here at the beginning. All right, got one more. And so this knocking on the door of life, the way we want to stand is like we kind of, I was even thinking like a meat hook's a good, like we got a meat hook in the crown of our head, right? And we're hanging down. So you got the crown of your head. And when you kind of imagine that, like there's a string and it's pulling you up, you notice your chin wants to tuck down and in. And that's really good because do you notice like how straight your neck is when that happens and how typically we're kind of like this, right? So when you imagine that hook right at the crown of your head, tuck your chin back and in, and that's a good posture. And then we're letting our spine, and some people say like a clothes hanger, like this is the clothes hanger. So kind of let your body be suspended from that clothes hanger, real loose. Another posture point is kind of your hips and your tailbone, and you just relax your tailbone, and it's kind of like a dinosaur tail. It's like drooping down and hitting the floor. It's kind of heavy, that feeling. Because it feels like posture should be like that, right? But really, in Qigong, our knees are bent, slightly bent. Our feet are hips distance apart. Our pelvis kind of tilts down. Just relax. We don't force it. Relax. Crown of the head suspended. And that's the kind of looseness. That gets you loose. And then you just twist at your waist. And that's like martial arts is like moving from your center. Your belly button is your center. Your nose is over your chest. And you just kind of twist. And then you just let your arms loose. And the momentum of the twist just takes your arms around your belly and you hit your lower back and your belly. And that is really good for you. It feels good. And then we're going to come up, and now we're going to keep hitting our lower back, but now we're hitting a little bit below our shoulder. And this is a lung point. So this is really good if you're feeling congested, your immune system. You take a deep breath in through your nose and out through your mouth. While you're hitting that chest point. Then my favorite is you come up with a flat hand on top of your shoulders. Kind of slap down and get the stress out of that. And then now come back to your shoulder. And come back to your waist. And then afterwards, water waves is just don't even hit yourself. You just kind of let your arms out. And this is a good one for at night when you just want to unwind, kind of come to the present moment. And I forgot to mention breathing. So let's just put our hands over our belly buttons. And a big part of Qigong too is in Tai Chi is just breathing really deep and relaxed. Where when you inhale, the breath goes all the way down into the belly, then inflates the ribs, then the chest, and then exhale, the opposite. Chest kind of goes in, ribs, and maybe a little squeeze of the belly. So inhale, belly, ribs, chest, exhale, chest, ribs, belly. Inhale, belly, ribs, chest. Exhale, chest, ribs, belly. We always inhale through our nose because that way it filters the germs, right? Exhale, you can do out your nose or out your mouth. Sometimes you want to do like out your nose is fine, more relaxing. Out your mouth if you want to release a little more tension. You can even sigh. All right, what's next? Okay, let's do a chi massage. So we're just gonna knock on our chest a little bit. Take that deep breath. We're knocking at our sternum. And you could try a little harder, right? And then we're going to go down the inside of our arm and up the outside of the arm. This is kind of following the meridian lines down the inside, up the outside. While we're nice and soft breathing. Switch sides, down the inside, up the outside. One more time, down the inside, up the outside. Then let's hit on our lower back. This is where the kidneys are and the adrenals, and then go down maybe outside of your hips, and then down the outside of your legs, and to your ankles, and then up the inside of your legs, to your hips, to the front of your hips, to the sides, to the back, down the outside of the legs, up the inside. Round the back, down the outside, up the inside. One more time. Round the back, down the outside, up the inside. Okay, now let's just pause. Get that and feel. See how you already feel. If you're noticing any maybe buzzing, tingling. Notice that posture. Again, crown of the head suspended. Shoulders nice and relaxed down your back. Knees slightly bent. What's next? Oh yeah, picking cherries. So this is another one for your lower back. So your feet are hips distance apart. You're like reaching up one side, then the other side. Take those nice deep breaths. Picking cherries. Okay, keep doing that. Okay. Now let's stretch out our neck. So take your hands out to your side. Your palms are kind of like, imagine you're pushing two walls. You're in between like a door frame. You're pushing, your palms are flat. right? So you're kind of trying to curve your fingers back towards yourself. That gets you a stretch right there. Now you just lightly tilt your head over, just like gravity do it, ear to shoulder, and take a nice deep breath. Then take your chin down to your chest and then up to the sky. Nice and slow, because this is a deceptively strong stretch. Maybe not so deceptive. Chin to the shoulder, up to the sky. Maybe do one more round. Then take your chin down to your chest, roll your head to the other side, ear to the shoulder. Take a deep breath once you get there, just to acclimate. Chin down to the chest, up to the sky. One more. Okay, let your arms come down slowly. Whew. Shake that out. All right, now pinch your fingers like little beaks or something. And now kind of push your wrists, that part out. Okay, and now do your head to the side. Then down across to the other side. Okay, now just let arms come down a little bit. Yeah. Woo. Let's do the umpire. I kind of think of this like the umpire, where you're kind of getting down like you're behind the home plate, right? And your feet are a little bit wider and maybe tracing out. And then you're going to look behind you, like look over your left shoulder and push with your right arm, kind of to give yourself more leverage if you need it. And take a nice deep breath. Try to breathe into your lower back. One more breath and then come back to the center. And then go to the other side. Over the shoulder. Push away with the other arm. Deep breath. Come back to the center. Go back to the first side. Back to the center. Over to the other side. And then if you can, just drop down in the middle and hang and stretch out your hamstrings as much as you can. You could use the chair if you need. Just like gravity. Use your breath, use a sigh, let go of more tension. All right. Then bend your knees and roll up one vertebrae at a time. 4, 3, 2, 1. Come back up to standing. And let's move while our legs are kind of wide. Move the body like a river. So this is a kind of common move in Tai Chi and Qigong is shifting your weight back and forth. So here you are in the middle with knees bent. Then you kind of straighten one leg and more weights over the other leg. Sometimes they call it like 80-20 or something like that. Does that add up? Yes, it does. Good job. Then come on to the other side. And so one knee's kind of bent. So even the straight leg it's never straight. I always try to remember micro bend in that knee. And then when you switch sides, it's like your legs lead and then your body kind of follows, right? Move the body like a river. We're like, I don't know, I'm making up a number, 80% water, right? Something like that. Majority water. So just imagine that water is getting sloshed around. Sloshed to one side, sloshed to the other side. Like we're banks of a river going back and forth. We're kind of working the sides of our spine all the way up to our neck. You can let your head fall over ear to the shoulder while you're going to the other side. Okay, yes. Get in the center. And so we did side to side. Now let's do front to back. Wave your spine front to back. So maybe feet are a little closer. You take your chin, you kind of jut it out, kind of like a swan dive, maybe in yoga, right? You jut out your chin. And then when you get like parallel to the floor, you tuck your hips under and roll your spine back up. Exhale out, inhale. It's like your letter C. You tuck your hips, let your spine roll up. I like to roll the shoulders back. Jut the chin out. Just breathe, kind of try to do either inhale or exhale up. And then inhale, exhale down. So. Tuck the hips, roll. See if you can roll each spine, each vertebrae. We don't have a lot of spines, but we have a lot of vertebrae. They have cushioning in between your vertebrae. And it's good to massage it. It's like a sponge. And you know what a dry sponge is like versus a wet sponge? So all these movements, we're getting our sponges nice and wet. Okay? I'm having good analogies today, you guys.
Full of description.
All right. Okay. All right, you guys ready to microcosmic your orbit? Okay. So that is the spine. So energy, our kind of electricity in our body, it kind of collects down into our bowl. We'll call it, our pelvic area, that bowl. And that's where a lot of the energy gathers. So we've kind of gotten it loose and we got some extra energy now floating around. And so what we're going to do is we're going to try to imagine that, sometimes people maybe imagine a white ping pong ball, glowy ball, maybe marble. Imagine that inside. And then try to take it, we're going to take it up our spine, up to the crown of our head, and then down the front. So we have an orbit. Our body has an orbit, and we're going to try to get the energy to move in that orbit. And what it wants to do is kind of settle down here. So we have to do some so we're going to be doing that wave motion like we just did, but a little bit smaller. So just a little bit. And the other thing we're going to do, which is really great for all of us ladies, is flex our pelvic floor. So on the inhale, and hopefully people know what that is, maybe stopping the P or whatever is another, and it's all down there. But we don't, so we're gonna consciously on the inhale, flex it. And when we do that, we're gonna imagine that sends that white ball up our spine. And then on the exhale, it's just gonna follow gravity down the front, back down there. And then on the exhale, and then inhale and flex it. And then relax. On the exhale, relax. And we're going to take our arms to kind of help us imagine this, kind of like that choo-choo train, right? We used to do this, right? So take it from your hips. Imagine it on the inhale coming up the back of your spine. You could even, like when you are imagining it to the crown, you can take your 2 fingers up and then exhale, just let your arms float down. Inhale, flex your pelvic floor. Then relax everything on the way down. And then remember to wave your spine, but we're not really bending over. We're just kind of rocking toe to heel. Just be careful because that rocking can kind of send you back. Keep your knees bent. Maybe, and just imagine that white ball. Inhale, flex. Exhale, release. Let's take a second too. And so one thing, we're going to do a thing that kind of shows you your different maybe energy centers. And this is all like kind of Chinese medicine. So, hopefully even if you don't believe in that or practice that, I think you'll feel it. And we're trying to connect our different energy centers together and pay attention so that we're not just maybe living from our head without our bodies or living from our bodies without our head. We need wise guidance, right? And we need love and sometimes we need the love to help our heads think kind thoughts, right? So let's just connect that. So we have one hand, put it over your belly button, but don't touch. And then the left hand over that. And shine just imagine sunshine coming out of your hands into your body and just giving it kind of healing energy. Just breathe deep and imagine sunshine from your hands. And it's healing, putting healing energy wherever it needs it. Now bring up your right hand to your solar plexus. And then bring your left hand up afterwards. And now imagine that same bright light going into your body. The solar plexus is like the place of action. So maybe imagine now your actions connected to your energy center, shining that bright light into your solar plex area, all the organs. Now bring your right hand up to your heart, followed by your left hand. And now you can imagine bright red light shining from your hands into your heart area, into your cardiovascular area, and all the way out your back. That points behind your back too. Send loving energy to your body. Right hand to your mid-eye point. Now your left hand follows. Send shiny light into your middle eye. Imagine that bright light coming in, enhancing your intuition so you make good decisions, connected with your body's wisdom, right? Now take your right hand up to your, this is called the byway point, the crown of your head, followed by your left. Maybe imagine that great like wisdom, the universal energy coming into your body, filling you with healing energy. And then just slowly bring your hands down, back to the mid-eye, back to the throat, to the heart, solar plexus, and lower dantian. Just let your arms fall out to the side and feel how your body feels for a minute. Now let's do that microcosmic orbit again after we've just kind of identified all those points. And the ones in the front, there's corresponding in the back. So again, imagine that white ball inside, kind of below, behind your belly button, a little bit below, like an inch below, like right in the middle of your pelvic there. And then it goes down, and then squeeze your pelvic floor on the inhale. And imagine that ball coming up your spine, bright white light, all the way up to your crown of your head, coming forward to your mid-eye, coming down your front channel. Now stick the tip of the tongue on the roof of your mouth to make kind of a connection as well. So inhale, and just, so you need to inhale and exhale out your nose if possible. So you can put the tip of your tongue on the roof of your mouth, just somewhere where it's comfortable. And just direct your energy through your body. They say the mind leads the chi, so your mind can direct the energy, but it doesn't have to. All right, end with putting your hands together at the thumbs. Bring your feet in and put your hands over your belly button. You can touch your belly button. And now just, again, stay within and just feel how your body feels. And you can let your body rock and sway. You don't have to move it. You just let the energy is now kind of roving around in your body. And it just kind of lets you unwind. Just relax your feet and ankles, your hips. Kind of see how your body feels. Did it like doing this? Does it feel better than when you came in? Different? Maybe think of one thing you're grateful for or appreciate. And we can bow to each other if you want. Okay, thank you for coming.
Thank you.
Yeah.